Hello everyone, my name is Jeff, and this is the Sarazanmai episode 9 review. With me, as always, is Torie.
Hello everyone.
So, Torie, what did you think about this episode?
Okay. So, what do I say after every episode so far from our podcast? What do I say about them?
You say you don't believe it?
No.
Or something like that? You don't think it's,
I say, what the heck, man?
Oh yeah, that's the next thing.
Yeah.
What the heck, man?
More what the heck,
What
definitely.
the hell happened?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things going on
What
here.
is going on?
Okay, let's start with the plot line with Toi and his brother.
Okay.
So, in that plot line, he's escaping, and in the beginning scene with them, he sees his brother drops his jacket, and he sees he's carrying a gun with him. Which, to me, why is he surprised at that?
Yeah.
his brother's like a gang member, right? So I'd be more surprised if he wasn't armed at all.
Yeah, I mean, how is he supposed to live in this world if he can't defend himself, man?
Yeah, he got jumped by like 3 dudes later on that episode. So it makes sense he'd be armed because it seems like that's something that can happen at any time to him, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then Toi sees on TV, which is conveniently placed on the back of this boat.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know much about boats, so maybe it's common. But anyways, the news about Enta is there, about being shot, and how the suspect is Toi's brother. And so I think at this point, I'm like, oh no, is he gonna think that he killed Enta and get all mad at him?
Yeah.
And the answer is
No.
yes?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, you don't think so?
No.
Well, because I was thinking maybe yes, because of the scene afterwards, or at least a little bit afterwards, when his brother is in the encounter with the 3 other
Thugs.
thugs. Like he's like, yeah, I like to use my bullets early because anyone who is left alive longer is gonna betray me or something like that. And then Toi was listening to him say that, and he started crying. So like in my mind, it's like, oh, okay, maybe he connected that with him shooting Enta because he knows that him and Enta hung out for a little bit, and so why wouldn't he kill Enta because he's killed pretty much everyone else that's been nice to him.
Yeah, but even after Toi suspects his brother doing it, his brother says, you can go now and help your friends, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of what made me doubt that he actually thought that he killed him. But, then that scene afterwards kind of made me think maybe. But in any case, it doesn't really matter because whether he thinks he shot him or not, Toi essentially, after seeing him kill the dude that he was supposed to be friends with, Masa, I think his name is.
Yeah.
And then, maybe that coupled with maybe suspecting he was killing Enta, to him he feels like he's going to be disposed of just like anyone else in his life.
Which is kind of weird because why would he go back for his brother in the first place? He just thinks that he would be disposable.
Well, maybe it's a recent thing. Maybe he wasn't always like this, and maybe the life just got to him, And also, like, how did? Cause I thought they were cool with each other.
Who?
Toi and his brother.
Well,
but then at the end, Toi's brother's like, "You're too good to be my bro," and he like puts a gun up to his head. So what was that about? Was he seriously gonna kill his little brother?
I don't know, and it's so weird because, like, 2 seconds later when his brother gets shot, like, Toi totally forgets that he just pointed a gun in his face. Like, what the heck?
I mean, I guess you could chalk it up to him having so much love for his brother, but yeah, that's a big oof.
That's a red flag right there.
Yeah, and I mean, he is dying there, so maybe it's good that he was still there for his brother and didn't regret anything or whatever. But yeah, I like that character transformation, or maybe it wasn't transformation, we just never noticed. But that transformation of what I perceived, Toi's brother being like in with the rough gang, but will do anything to protect his little brother. Him turning into suddenly this guy that will basically leave behind anyone and kill anyone that he thinks is gonna betray him or something like that. Where was the bridge there?
Yeah.
I guess it's another thing that we didn't see. It's like something that happened off screen.
Well, I mean, he kind of mentions it before when in flashbacks when his brother says, like, only the bad people survive in this world. That's his motto. So.
But what a weird thing to say to a kid who you're taking the fall for.
Yeah.
So is he saying that I'm gonna survive because I'm a bad guy and that's why I'm taking the fall for you? I don't know. It just seemed like an awkward thing to say to him.
Yeah, and like, I don't know. It just, this whole thing doesn't make sense and it's weird. And the one thing that bugs me about this whole plot line is how convenient it is. Because you wanted to see either development of Toi's brother, where he actually protects his brother and convinces him, hey, you know, sometimes it's good to be the good guy, so maybe you should go back and save your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Or you want Toi to realize, my brother's an asshole and I should leave him or else he's gonna shoot me, or I don't want to get into this gang shit.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't get either of that. And now, conveniently, his brother dies, so now Toi has no reason to be there, so now he's gonna go help his friends. I just think
you're right.
It's too convenient, and
they're just combining three terrible. Well, yeah, it's like a triple combo. Like there's no development from either character, and also you kill one of the characters, so there's no satisfying conclusion between them.
Yeah.
That can never happen.
I mean, I guess the most satisfying thing is that he finds this picture where everyone's scribbled except for him as a kid. But it's like...
So it's confusing. Like, you know, does he love his brother? Did he love his brother the whole time? Did he just become too paranoid at that point?
So what I think is that he's just always been out looking for himself. That's why he left his brother in the first place. And
that's why he left his brother in the first place?
Yeah, because he's been gone.
I know, but he's only looking out for himself.
I think
didn't what happened? He like took the fall for his brother shooting the guy.
Yeah.
And then he had to run away because he was basically a murderer.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, I think in that time he's had to, you know, protect your own back. And you notice before Toi caught up to his brother, he was leaving him. Like he's totally just booking it and leaving his brother behind.
When?
When he's heading towards the boat before he gets shot.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why. Okay, here's another thing though. There is that discussion that Toi walks in on between his brother and Masa. And Masa's all like, "Hey, you know, your brother's really the guy that killed that dude, right?" And he's like, "No, shut up. I'm the one that killed him." He's like, "Haha, yeah, right, whatever." So what if the reason his brother took the fall for him was to become a part of this gang? Like, because he knew that killing that gang member should have been on him anyways, so that he could, you know, save face. Because he did something wrong with the gang or something like that.
Well, I think he was gonna kill him anyway.
Okay. So this guy that we're talking about that he killed,
mm-hmm.
There was some relation between him and the brother. That's why they had that confrontation in the first place.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was about, but I assumed it was gang shit.
It was money. He owed money to the
gang.
To the gang.
Yeah. So he takes the fall for killing the guy, and now he's in a gang. So was he in the gang the whole time, or did he use this as leverage to join a gang? Like, hey, I killed that guy, so now can I be in? I don't know.
You can kill two babies with one stone.
What are the babies?
Babies are joining the gang and getting rid of helping your brother / getting rid of your problems.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, I'm just tossing shit out there.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's just, I think this was a poor scene in this episode.
Well, what's interesting is like the actual direction of the scene, like the cinematography.
Yeah.
It's the way they
animated the water, very nice. It looked real.
Yeah, no, but like the way the whole scene played out, it was very dramatic, and if it was at the end of an actually satisfying conclusion between these two characters, it'd be very powerful.
Yeah, I mean...
Because I was starting to feel something, even though in my head at the same time, I was like, wait, I'm confused. Why is this happening?
And, like, the end scene, like, the final scene after the end credits, that was a really long scene of them, like, doing the couple days, hanging out. And
yeah. I remember that one thing, that festival.
That one festival.
Yeah. Oh. When he got me a ball. But you know, it was again. I think it was a very effective and powerful flashback. Like they drew them as young kids, innocent once.
Yeah,
with dreams of their own.
But it wasn't deserved, I guess. It didn't feel right.
Yeah, it totally didn't. There should have been. There should have been some explaining bridge of like what happened in between those years, because like just me and my perception, it just seems like Like I got the impression that he loved his brother, his little brother, and would do anything to protect him, which is why he took the fall for him. But now I'm not sure, was he always like a greedy bastard looking out for himself, and he's using that as a way to leverage himself into a better position? Or if not that, then he must have changed. And if he changed, then I would have liked some hints of that before, suddenly he's just going to run away from his brother as he's again.
Regardless, like, it doesn't make sense for him to go all the way back to get his brother, say, let's go, and then just ditch him anyway.
Yeah.
It's just a waste of time.
Exactly. I don't know, man. That plot does not work. Okay. Unfortunately.
Let's skip to the next plot.
So the next plot is between Enta and, well, there's 2 extra plots, but we'll go with
there's technically 3 plots, but I don't know if one's like a subplot between Kappa Prince.
Let's just go. What are you talking about?
Kappa Prince and Saradish.
Saradish, yeah. So okay, let's talk about that one. So Saradish, is this like trying to? So she's like she froze him. Yeah, she froze him in the last episode, and she's like the clumsiest bitch in the world. Because now she pushes him. Like she thinks that's a good idea to push. Or was she trying to carry him? Whatever. It
looked like she was like a lot of force pushing him.
Yeah. So she slides him across the room like an ice cube right out the window, and he gets run over by an otter truck. So at that point, you know how last episode I was speculating that she's a bad guy and she's in all this otter stuff, and it's like that scene reinforced it for a moment for me. I was like, oh, I'm right. Like she's actually worked for the bad guys. But no, she's not, because she then puts them together. Using like super glue and then just sticking his pieces together and then defrosting them. I don't think that's how it works, but it was pretty funny nonetheless. One of the items she asks for during the surgery is pepper, and then she sneezes. What was that? Is that
maybe that's her magic?
I don't know. I was like, is that a joke or a callback to when? Because she got him into the ice machine by sneezing. So
that's her power.
So she's gonna sneeze now before she puts them back together. I don't know. Anyways, I don't think she's a bad guy anymore.
No, okay. Even at that scene, I was like, she's not a bad guy, because she said no, and she jumped out the window for him.
Well, I was just gonna say she's a good actress because she's on TV and stuff. Okay, and then the other plot is which one?
Enta and Kazuki.
Do you want to do that one next? Okay,
we can do that one next.
So Enta and Kazuki. Enta is
in critical condition.
And Kazuki is crying for him, and he tells these cops, but they're the same cops that the 2 sexy cops are in control of. He tells them, oh, he was shot by 2 cops, and the 2 cops are like, no, you got shot by this guy.
Kuji.
Yeah. And after they're having some conversations with her family, Enta's family, during which, you know, he has a revelation. I think he remembers Toi now.
Yeah.
Because why? Why was he... Oh, okay, I think it's because because there's a flashback with him trying to recruit Enta.
Yeah.
And then Enta, in that memory, Enta's like, you know, do you like this one famous player? And then it's a poster of, you know, the player doing that pose that they do when they're Sarazanmaiing. So I guess they got the pose from this famous soccer player. And then the pose of that famous soccer player reminded him of Toi.
On the same bridge.
Yeah, on the same bridge. So, yeah, that's how he was reminded of Toi. Right?
Yeah.
Is that what happened? Okay.
So, is this some sort of love triangle?
That's what I think. You know, it probably is. Are they all 3 of them gay, is the question. Because I thought, Enta, you know, is definitely gay. And then there's the question of Toi and Kazuki. And I was telling you, I was like, Kazuki looks kind of gay. You know, like if I were an animator and I was like, hey, make this guy look gay but not like obvious, you know, then it would have to be based on the clothing. And I don't know about you, but his clothing it's definitely contrast to Toi's clothing. Let's just say that. It's pink, short sleeve.
I guess so.
I don't know. Or it just looks like he's wearing clothes that he wore when he was like in elementary school, like just like these cute pink shirts that are like too small for him.
You know what? I think this is my honest opinion. Okay. I think Enta is gay, and I think Toi and Kazuki's relationships with each other and with Enta are all great friendship. It's like commendable friendship that you think back on fondly. I don't think it's love. I don't think they're into it for a relationship. But I think it's like they say, a connection. And I think even if it's not romantic, it still means something to them.
Okay. Is that what you meant by love triangle?
Well, I was just throwing that out. I like to throw shit, see if it sticks.
Yeah, okay. So, you're a shit thrower.
I'm a shit thrower. I don't believe they're in a love triangle.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, I was just thinking of it from that perspective because it kind of, I perceive the affection that Enta has for Kazuki as romantic.
Oh.
You never got that impression?
No, I don't think. I never got it from Kazuki to Enta.
No, I know. Enta to Kazuki is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So then that was like the first, like, I felt deep connection revealed in the show. Was, he actually, like, has a crush on him or whatever. So I just started thinking about it from that perspective.
Well, do you think...
every, because you said love triangle.
Okay, so what do you think of the phrase that Toi says to his brother when his brother says, you can go back now and help your friends and help him, and he says, no, he has somebody else that means much more to him than me.
Yeah.
Do you think that means that Toi likes Enta, but because Enta likes Kazuki, that it's not worth it for him to go back and try to help him out?
Oh, so you think Toi likes Enta?
Well, I'm just asking about that statement. What do you think of that statement?
Well, first of all, I thought it was in reference to Enta.
Yeah, it is Enta. Right.
I mean, sorry, in reference to Kazuki. And he's talking about how Enta likes Kazuki a lot.
Yeah.
Right, so from that perspective, I thought that it was, Kazuki talking about, Toi talking about Kazuki. And that he was, because, like, that's a very, like, you don't say that about your friends, right? Like, I would just say, I need to leave. But, like, the way that he says it about Kazuki is that it's kind of passionate in a way. Like, what a passionate way to say you're leaving someone. Like, the reason why. It's like, oh, I'm leaving because someone's closer to him than I am. It sounds kind of romantic, doesn't it?
I don't know. I mean, I would say something like that. Like if I had a friend that, I had two friends that were going to the same place, and then they invited me, and I'd be like, no, I don't want to go because they're probably much closer to each other than me. And I don't want to be the third wheel, even if it's just a friendship. Well,
that's one way to put it. But I was thinking, one person closer than me. That could only imply that to him, it matters that he has to be the closest one to him.
I guess...
Because if this guy is probably better friends with him than I am, but I'm still friends with him, so I'm going to go back. Instead, it's
Okay, I guess if you look at what he says afterwards, then it kind of makes sense. It makes it less romantic. He says he has someone more important to help him, but you don't have anybody, so that's why I'm there for you to help you out.
That's true. So yeah, I guess the follow-up line could...
It makes it less
either
romantic.
Way. You can make it more platonic, I suppose. All right, well, either way, I think what you said earlier about how it's more about the connections and deep friendships between them is sufficient enough. It doesn't have to be whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
If it is, then whatever.
Okay, so then...
The last scene...
No, did you want to talk about, like, Enta's now...
Oh, yeah, we totally forgot about that. So, basically... Enta's about to die, it seems like. He's, like, about to die that night, apparently. But then the prince comes in and turns him into a Kappa. And on the top of the Kappa's head, or Enta's Kappa head, it becomes like a health meter. Like, it's got, like, a red bar on it to see how much life he has left. And you were talking about... Yeah. You're wondering if that was a bald spot.
Yeah, I thought that was a bald spot today. But I guess it's like a meter hat or something.
Yeah, that's what it seems like to me. Like, when it was full, it was white, so it was like, full. Now it's like halfway, it's red, so it's low, so it changes color, I guess. So
was that scene where they show Endo's body, was it just like bent over and like he had a health meter on his butt, his asshole?
What?
I thought that's what I saw when it showed the life or death thing. Looked like it was on his asshole. I think I just leave that there in the middle of the hallway.
No, it was on his head.
No, I know, but before that, they showed his butt. His anus.
I don't remember that at all.
In his real body.
Oh, I kind of vaguely remember, but yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, I think I remember now. I don't know. I mean, it's borderline, It's passable.
I guess so.
You can pass that in Japan.
So I guess their plan is to do what?
They need to get all the dishes of hope back.
Oh yeah, they gotta go track down those cops.
Yeah, and then I guess the other scene is Enta or Kazuki. No, God, I'm mixing them all up. Kazuki meets with his brother, and doesn't he take his dish or something?
Oh yeah, so we were questioning what happened to the 5th dish, and I said maybe they didn't get it. Looks like he did get it, and he hid it at home.
Yeah, he gave it to his brother.
Oh, did he?
Well, because he was.
He just, looked like he just hid it in his brother's room.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Oh. Well, yeah, that's true. It could be either. That's true. He would have just asked them if he didn't steal it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he put it in his room, and they have a little conversation about I don't know, I forgot.
They're talking about how
you're not gonna leave me, are you?
Yeah, and then they talk about how Enta and him had the same wish for him to play soccer again, and
yeah, he calls it running. Like his brother is just like, I love it when you run. It's like he's not just running. Although
he's kicking.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he just loves seeing him do that one specific thing.
Okay. Have you ever watched a soccer game? You know what they do 80% of the time?
I know. But, I don't know. It just is weird. Like, what's a good analogy for that? Like, yeah, it's like if someone played basketball, he's like, oh, I love watching you bounce the ball. There's like one element of a broader sport that you like watching him do. I don't know.
He's like a kid. Okay?
I know that makes sense when he's like, yeah, he's like a what, elementary school or something?
I don't know.
Preschool? I don't know, but
I feel like he could be older, but breaking his legs stunted his growth.
He's like older than him. He's in his 20s.
He just has this childlike mind from being mentally destroyed.
Mentally destroyed. Oh man, what a twist. That'd be funny. Okay, now we can talk about the otter cops, right?
Yeah.
Otter cops. Okay.
So what is going on?
So, God, I forgot the name. Muba, Rayo.
There's Mabu and Rayo.
So Mabu makes Rayo his favorite otter bread or something.
It looks good though, whatever it is.
It just looks like crackers or something.
No, to me it looks like a donut, like a fresh donut.
Oh, you know what?
Made
Okay.
of an otter.
Yeah, you know what? Donut's probably more accurate.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, he eats that and he's like, oh, now you're the real Mabu. So I guess it all just depended on the food that he fucking gave him.
Because I think before,
some good ass food.
like there's a scene, episodes before where he's eating that same thing, but it doesn't taste right, or it's not the same.
Oh, really? Oh, I totally forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's like a callback.
Yeah.
So he just had to perfect the recipe.
Yeah, I guess.
And then he's the real Mabu.
Yeah, it's like for Mabu to make it, he has to be.
He has to be Mabu. Okay, well, anyways, there's a bit of a. Rayo finally accepts Mabu, and they have a nice, passionate, romantic
hug.
hug in the dark. And one of the otters like turns off the lights for him.
Wait,
yeah.
And why is the otter there watching?
So what I gather is the three of them are like roommates essentially. Like, I thought that was like the police office. It is the police office.
It is.
Oh well, it's like they live there. They eat there. They do their dances there. They do their funky stuff there. They boink.
Yeah.
They boink there.
They boink and they leave notes for each other.
Yeah, so it's like a. Well, I mean, actually, that would make sense because they mind control the police officers anyways.
Yeah.
So they probably just like took that over and was like, we're gonna live here now.
And so I thought the otter operation was a much bigger operation, which it is because they have like the whole package dealing thing. But is it literally just Kaiju Otter and the two cops that are really doing this thing? Running this operation?
Those are the only three we know of.
Yeah.
And it's almost the equivalent number of Kappas. There was like, what, 2 Kappas, and they converted 3 people. What if maybe they're, the Otter's Kapa-zombies is like their version of Kazuki, Toi, and Enta.
Maybe.
Like, because the Kappa Prince turned them into Kappas.
And the otters turned them into
Kappa-zombies, yeah. So that's those are their troops fighting each other, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. But anyways, then after that, Mabu is really happy and delighted that they boinked. And
did they boink or did they just passionately
hug? Yeah, I think they just hugged there.
Oh. Shirtless.
Sure, yeah. Well, everythingless. Yeah.
Oh. We didn't see below.
Oh, well, they could just they're just wearing like their pants, their jeans and short shoes. So he's happy, and then he comes home, and then like he's not there anymore. Mabu's not there, but then he
Yeah,
starts
so,
hearing them.
Like later on that same night, Reo comes home and he's like,